What's up, Hard Work family? It's your boy Frankiehardwork. I'm back. So happy New Year's once again. Good seeing y'all or hearing y'all, whatever y'all hearing me, whatever was good with y'all. But this particular story, I wanted to play this clip because I'm pretty sure y'all know about Guru Fitness, Jillian Michaels. She been around for years. She work out, she do all this stuff and things of that nature, and she pretty much was talking about Lizzo. Lizzo, the pop star singer that everybody been talking about lately. We all know her for, celebrating her body, things of that nature and this and that, whatever. So it's pretty much a situation where she was talking about Lizzo, and it made me think about Boyce Watkins, because Boyce Watkins pretty much said the same exact thing. And I'm gonna let y'all hear this clip. It's a little long. It's a little long, but it's very interesting. And I want to know how y'all feel about this. And I'm gonna come back with my commentary.
Like I can't patent that. Well, you've said before that you think political correctness has gone too far in the health and fitness world. What did you mean by that?
Political correctness has just like come so I can't even. I think it's insane, and it's like the pendulum. Just as far as it swings in one direction, it swings back in the other, right? And you've got these crazy extremes. Whereas, oh, she's too fat to be a pop star. Well, you say things like that, and then there's going to be, you should never be able to say things like that, right? But for years, people were. They could fat shame, and they could exclude people, and they could make people feel less than in all forms of media. And we should always be inclusive, but you cannot glorify obesity. It's dangerous. It kills people. It's the number one cause of bankruptcy in our country. So there's a middle ground here. Now it's like, oh, that woman is 250 pounds. Good for her. And it's like, it shouldn't be one way or the other. It's really no one's business to comment. It's not something you should judge. It's not something you should celebrate. That woman's health is up to her. But, 250 pounds, I would say 999 times out of 1,000 is going to mean heart disease, cancer, diabetes, autoimmune issues, and early death. Like,
I have to say, I've personally found, and I love celebrities like Lizzo or Ashley Graham who are really preaching self-acceptance.
I love her music. Yeah, 100%. I don't know anything about her. I'm sure she's a cool, awesome chick.
Yeah, and I love that they're putting images out there that we normally don't get to see, of bodies that we don't get to see being celebrated. And
but why are we celebrating her body? Why does it matter? That's what I'm saying. Like, why aren't we celebrating her music? Because it isn't going to be awesome if she gets diabetes.
Well, I want to ask you.
I'm just being honest. Like, I love her music. Like, my kid loves her music. But there's never a moment where I'm like, and I'm so glad that she's overweight. Like, why do I even care? Why is it my job to care about her weight?
For a lot of people, it's that image resonates, that they feel good enough. And actually, I want to get to a tweet about this that was in response to your conversation with Wendy Williams yesterday, when you spoke a little bit about body positivity. And Coco Pups tweeted, "Saw Jillian Michaels talk about people celebrating obesity. Body positivity isn't about celebrating being unhealthy, and you can be overweight and be healthy. It's embracing yourself without society's permission." Very disappointed by what she said and the presumptive tone. So what do you say to a response like this?
Okay, I would say, first of all, most people that are morbidly obese are not healthy. Now, if they're working on losing weight, then because they're working out and they're eating right, you can reverse that stuff pretty quick. But I've been doing this a real long time. I've yet to meet a person that's gotten themselves to 200, 250, 300 pounds, and the doctor goes, looking good. Looking good. No, just no. I just no. So I would say to Coco Puff, like, first of all, this isn't what you do. So you don't know. You haven't been to the doctor with person after person after person after person that's 100 pounds overweight and looked at their laps. Like, you don't know.
I'm back. So yeah. Now listening to that and listening to what Boyce Watkins says, you can go back into his archives and clearly see what he was talking about Lizzo, and a lot of people felt some way about it. Even Lizzo tweeted at him, told him to keep her name out his mouth. And a lot of people was talking about him and really getting at him. And now this lady, Jillian Michaels, pretty much, repeated the same sentiment, the same exact thing, pretty much. And I want to know how people feel about this, because I'm gonna keep it honest. Lizzo, she's talented. She's not my cup of tea, but she's talented. She make pretty decent music, whatever. You know, people feeling her. And she's not getting celebrated for her music for the most part. I mean, she is to a certain extent, but it's like she got to do a bunch of different things where it's like she's taking naked pictures. She's showing her butt in LA Lakers games and things of that nature. Whereas like we understand that you not ashamed of your body and that's a beautiful thing. But do you think that she's giving off a bad message by celebrating, you know what I mean, and making it seem like, okay, I can be like, you know, I could just be this type of way and be that type of way and there's no consequences in it? Because when you think about Monique, even though Monique was a big girl, she always celebrated being big. She always talked about, you know, being healthy. That was one thing she spoke about, even though she celebrated her weight and this and that. And this is a sensitive subject because you shouldn't have to feel a certain type of way because you overweight. You shouldn't. That's wrong. You understand what I'm saying? Or people shouldn't make you feel like, you know, you should be ashamed of yourself. That's definitely wrong. But then at the same time, we know we gotta keep it real. It's just like a person that don't eat food and you see him super duper skinny. You're going to sit there and talk about it like, yo, you need to eat. Like you look malnourished. You need to get it together. You understand? Or you're gonna be up out of here. So at the same time, I feel like it is an agenda with Lizzo because they don't really talk about her music like that. I mean, some people do, but they always talk about her celebrating her body. Like, it's like they just showing her around or something like that. I mean, people may take offense to this video, but when you look at it, when they was talking, when I think about it, I'm going to compare Adele the singer. Adele the singer, when she's a big white woman. She was at one point in time, she was big. She was huge. And no disrespect, but she was a big girl. Nobody never talked about her weight. They never celebrated her weight. They always celebrated her music. They never mentioned, her weight and she's glorified. No. Even though she didn't do stuff like that because she looked at things different. But at the same time, they never glorified her weight. They always talked about her singing, her talent. Her talent outweighed that. With Lizzo, it's like an agenda. It's like they want you to pay more attention to how she's flaunting her body and, you know, how, okay, you can be big and beautiful and which you definitely can. You understand? But at the same time, it's like an agenda because they're not talking about her music. You understand? And that's what Boyce, I feel like that's what Boyce Watkins was getting at to a certain extent. And I feel like on the low, I feel like Jillian Michaels feel the same way. Now, she old school. She old school. She one of them people, she came from the time where it's like, yo, I don't care about your feelings. I'm just telling you the truth. Which a lot of people can't handle that now. We clearly see that. A lot of people can't handle that now. So, to me, and to a certain extent, I mean, everybody got their opinion. And she actually didn't bring up Lizzo when you think about it. The host brought up Lizzo. So my point is, I want to know how y'all feel about that. Do you feel like she was out of line or was she telling the truth? Do you feel like Boyce Watkins had a point before? Because he made this point before she did. Do you think now that it makes sense? I'm not saying that her word is king, but do you think he was not too far-fetched and too out of line for the statement that he was making about Lizzo? Or one more thing, do you think it's an agenda with Lizzo? Do you think it's an agenda with Lizzo for them being the way they're being and celebrating obesity to a certain extent? So once again, it's your boy Frankie Hard Work. I'm back. Holla at your boy, y'all. Know what I mean? Like, comment, subscribe, share these videos. Let's get back out here and let's do what we do. Y'all be easy.